This is actually youth assembly, Qatar Youth Assembly, how we worked on climate action actually. So basically each group, they worked on a different model, how they can respond. So this is actually how a real Lego Serious Play activity would look like. And so this is all from me. Now, from this point onwards, my colleagues Bayan and Sanskriti actually, they will take over, and we will be actually organizing 2 fun activities that involves Lego, but unfortunately in a virtual setting. So enjoy.
So you're gonna see 8 photos here, all of like Lego models. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna answer some questions, insert some thoughts, some opinions, some information about what we see or what you as the participants see. So for example, in the first photo, and there are no right or wrong answers, they're just like your interpretation of how you see the models. So just avoid moving the picture. Just if you go to the left hand side, you're gonna see a tab that says which one is it? Is it
it's the first.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna say text. So you can insert a sticky note, okay, around the canvas or around the first model, and you can zoom in with your scroll, like your scroll, and you can move around by clicking and moving. So we're gonna look at the first model here, and Sans, if you're on the, yeah, okay, perfect, you're zooming in and everything, that's great. So if you can just like answer the questions, I guess. So the first question is, what value does this model represent? So when you look at this model, what do you see? And values can be something like, you know, trust or community or loyalty, or, you know, just like anything that you see that represents any kind of value. What do you see in this specific model, in the first one? And then I'll just wait for like a minute or like 30 seconds, and then we'll take some, we'll go over some of the responses, but feel free to put a sticky note and answer the questions however you see. So if this was in real life, it would be you actually building the model yourself. Okay, so one person wrote community here. I don't see any other responses.
Yeah, guys, like the idea here is actually to try to reflect as much as you can. So like, for instance, look at the bottom part. There is a one figure, right? At the bottom. And then on the left and right side, actually, there are 2 other. So, and then she seems like balancing it. What does it mean?
Yeah, someone wrote balance here, or okay, they removed and put achievement. That's great. So maybe if you would like, you can expand, like, how does this model represent that value for you, if you'd like to go the extra step, you know? So someone wrote work environment. I saw somewhere else, but I don't know where it went. It said teamwork. So these are great.
So you guys don't have to write like huge, by the way. You can just write like with it's like with
So just while everybody's typing around, I guess Dr. Evren or Sans or me, like whoever wants, maybe you can share your own opinions about the, or your own thoughts about the model, maybe to give some ideas to the participants.
Sure. I can see actually that this model, one of the colleagues actually mentioned this model represents teamwork and the importance of helping each other succeed. I can see Rayhana is here. I wonder if this is the one Rayhana did originally. I think she was part of it. So this idea here was, I mean, you can, that's the beauty of Lego Serious Play. You can actually interpret it in so many different ways. So here, one idea here actually is that in climate change, and especially for environment, balance, mizan is very important, right? So, and then on the upper side, actually, there is a Lego minifigure. It's like a bit higher, and there's a very small door over there, and with another person. So it is easy. So to tell people that do this, do that, use plastics, or don't use plastics, or like cut down your this, like or increase this consumption, use like a biodegradable things or whatever. But then when it comes to behavior, it's not that easy, right? So so maybe on the left-hand side is all about the educational part. It will help us actually to become more educated, to become more cognizant and conscious of environmental issues. But then when it comes to reality, on the right-hand side, you still see that actually the environment is polluted, the brown and etc. You know.
Okay, so that's really great, and I totally agree. I actually didn't see it that way, and I completely forgot about the climate part. But that was a nice reminder. And yeah, I see a little tree over there. So I have an idea. Originally, we were planning on going through all of this one by one, but due to the time constraint, I want to try to finish this section by 6:30. So my idea is, you
Bayan,
as a
actually,
participant.
Bayan, I spoke to Sama. I just communicated with her, and then she said we can take more time at the end. So totally, so which means that we started around 6, so we can finish at 7.
Okay, great. Well, okay, so I think I'll still suggest my idea because I think actually it works better now that I think of it. As you as an individual participant, I don't want to limit you to just like one model. So browse, you have 8 models and you have 2 questions for each model. So browse around the models and answer any questions you feel like answering, or any model that stands out to you as an individual. Just go ahead and answer it, or think about it, or ponder on it, or whatever you like. But like you have the freedom to go through the 8 models, and then we're going to go through some of your answers, just so we can cover all of the models, and also you have the autonomy to choose whatever appeals to you.
Just please don't dislocate the just don't dislocate the images, because everyone will be like putting, you know. So just try to speaking of that, so try to keep the images in their own like original places, so that we don't get confused. So each person is choosing one, right, Bayan?
Yeah, and then if they finish and we still have time, they can choose another one. Sure. I mean, I don't want to limit anybody. If they feel like they want to answer more than one question, that's okay. Anyway, we won't even be able to tell who's answering what.
Okay, so do you want to set the time, or?
Yeah, let's give you, what do you think, 5 minutes? Is that enough?
Yeah, 5 minutes. So the idea is choose one and then go for it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start the timer. Oh,
I started it.
Sans
Yeah.
already started the timer. Perfect, Carlos.
So guys,
So
you can see the timer on the
at the
upper.
top.
Yeah, here. If you can pinpoint Bayan that, so people can see the timer.
Yeah, it's like right here. Okay, I'm interested to read some answers, so maybe let's zoom in, and well, I'll zoom in. You don't have to, Sans. Okay, I see leadership here. I see someone. Oh, that's mine. Someone just changed the color. Someone said green space. Okay, so I want you, when you're answering, don't just answer with like 1 or 2 words. I want you to really use your English skills, from like school and university, and really explain or describe what you mean by that. Like expand a little more on your answer. So here in the first one, someone said a work environment as well as an angry manager. I do see the angry manager, yes, but what does this angry manager represent? What is he trying to do? And what are you trying, or what are the other characters trying to do in response? So I'm not, again, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm not saying that answer was wrong, but it would be nice if you can critically think and expand on your own answer. Like, why do you see things that way? Or what part of that model represents whatever answer you're trying to give. This is all about critical thinking. I don't mean to be like those annoying people on the radio who speak over the music. So I'm just giving ideas. I'm gonna be quiet now. Things can be easily by youth community. This was put on the second model. Appreciate if you can rephrase that because I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So someone is, oh, okay. Someone was writing on the fourth model, integrity, and now they're changing their answer. But I like that. You're expanding, I hope. I like that model, the fourth one. That one would be the one that I would answer personally. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Talk in the past 5 minutes, and apparently I thought that you guys are hearing, so I spoke on.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I think I was just like interrupting you and speaking over you. I just didn't hear anything.
I was saying, and then Bayan was saying, do this, do that, you know, like, okay, come on, you know, like.
Rude.
Okay, you guys have a minute left. 30 seconds.
You went
left.
offline again.
Being a mediator, it's also about, I think,
Sorry, you went offline. Can you repeat what you said? You went offline for a second there.
Okay. So I was just mentioning that regarding the one which is about, it's finishing, time is up. Yeah. So about mediation, it's also about, I think, modesty, in the sense that consumption of things, food or other things at a reasonable amount, right? So I think that the second one, with the two green flags, left and right, it's also about like being moderate.
Yeah, I see that. What did some people say? Things can be, oh, that's still the same. Okay, so I guess we can go one by one. So the first model, we already went through it. The second model, someone said, be a mediator between two stakeholders or key actors for one consensus towards mutual goal. That's pretty much what you said. Like very similar.
Yeah.
Third model, no one seemed to be interested in it. Fourth model, two different worlds where first is taking care of environment and the other is maybe less. I was thinking the exact same thing. Like there's a wall there and those three are trying to plan like some sort of like evil, non-environmental friendly like ruse to make money or something. And this other guy is like protecting the environment. And there's this wall between them, but there is a door. So that door means that there is an opportunity for collaboration or mutual benefit. So thinking along the same lines.
Can we go to the third model? I know no one wrote anything, but I can just make this one, please. This one, just one simple explanation of this actually is, there's something in the head of the person, and the person is actually cultivating a flower or something, and the same flag is also in the environment. So it's pretty much like connecting with the environment. So usually we empathize with people, but we can also empathize with the environment, right? A tree, a nature, like natural, surroundings, right? So it's about the connection.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, okay. So also in the fourth model, someone said a barrier between being and not being environmentally conscious, with more people being on the side against making sustainable considerations. You know, this answer kind of reminds me of, not reminds me, but it makes me think like this person on the one side of the wall protecting the environment could be the same person, but just like, the angel and the devil of the same person on the other side. And there's more leniency towards, risking or sacrificing our environment for our own selfish needs. So I like where you're going with this.
I also saw actually a colleague, Vilu, mentioned economic growth creating climate change, Model 5. It's also true. It's also true that the kind of economic growth that we have, it is leading towards like climate change, and global warming and all other catastrophes. Yeah.
This is Model 5, the one with the steps?
I think that's, yes. He said Model 5. Yes.
Okay. So, okay, we have other answers here as well. The Lego pieces in the back represent the difficulties of life. Yeah, actually, the funny thing is, when Sanskriti and I were preparing the questions for this, I told her, like, the way we wanted to prepare the questions is by asking each other what we see. So when I asked her, she said, the pieces in the back represent this and that, exactly what you said. And I was like, actually, I think that was there by random, but I like where you're going, which is why we asked the question like that. So I'm glad someone answered it.
The trash and the landfills and all that stuff. So.
And it's also one of the challenges for us that each time we actually do the Lego series play, now we have this nice tablecloth that's very easy to kind of like hold all these kind of like grab them, you know, like, so it's yes, true. It's a challenge in a different way too. It's the messiness of life.
Yeah. So it was outside the box thinking, you know. I liked it. So other people said on the same model, work does not come with simplicity, but with effort, the road is formed. Yep, exactly. And to success, we have to go through steps. Similar answer, very nice. So moving on, model number 6 had 1 response. Oh, and it's gone. I don't know what happened. The person's just like, nope, don't do it. Don't read my answer.
Seriously? Oh,
okay.
No.
I didn't get a chance to read it. Okay, it's fine. We'll move on. Maybe if the person changes their mind again, they can rewrite their answer.
I can interpret this because I did this the day before actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you can get a bit closer, I can just tell you that so basically there is an eagle, right? And the eagle is going, so this is like an urban environment, okay? But the problem is on the lower right-hand side, there is like a minifigure taking a photograph. So the photograph represents the kind of the duality, the contrast of contemporary times, the modern times, in the sense that on the right-hand side, there is kind of like a black, like a factory style that like represents pollution, right? So we want to take action. But there's a small other minifigure that's trying to take action. There's all these old tires. So there are things that we want to get rid of, but we can't, right? There's because so many garbage, so many waste that we don't know how to recycle. And then there's a car, which is like an old car. By the way, it took a lot of time to build that car. And then on the back of the car, there's actually there's two minifigures. They are on a boat, right? So which is actually like a kind of like a surreal, but it's also real because in an urban environment we are trying to do everything. Like we are kind of like trying to kind of, so maybe the life is making us to mix the nature and the urban so much, and it's actually part of the catastrophe. So because the amount that we can live is kind of getting smaller and smaller, and people are having less and less time to go to the nature. So think about it. Even right?
Sorry?
Even the eagle is trying to look for the fish. You can see the fish on the road, right? But it's not their natural habitat. So this is actually showcasing the kind of the shift of the natural habitat.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, we have 2 more models left to go through, and then we'll move on to the next activity because the next activity is going to take a while as well. So model number 7, discover yourself by trying everything. Hey, I actually did not see that until now. This is exactly what's going on, I think. I like it. Someone else said photographer represent media. Okay, but what about media? What's the media doing? You know what I mean? This is what I mean by expand your answer.
Ahmed Tahir is writing something. He said, thank you. Thanks to you, Ahmed Tahir, for being this. I think also, like, whoever wrote Discover Yourself by Trying, or whoever wrote media, I don't know, but I can make a good connection. Media, the way media is portraying climate change is very important because media plays an important role. Why? Like, for instance, climate change became so kind of like a buzzword. It became like a globally kind of like a leading discourse, or becomes so dominant, like right after a certain political rally, right, in the US. So it's the thing about it. There are a lot of politics, and media is part of it.
The media, another interpretation might be the fact that the person is taking a picture of what people are doing in the environment and avoiding the construction worker who's bringing in a lot more damage. So they're sort of like overshadowing all the work in a sense.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Someone said this person holding a plastic reusable bottle, which may be exemplifies being pro-environmentalism. You know, I was looking at this character, and I was like, what is this guy doing? So I'm very glad you were able to answer that question for me.
Which one? Which character you're talking about, by the way?
Here,
The one holding the, yeah, exactly, the one Sanskriti is pointing at.
Ah, okay. So did you guys see the
more people are writing stuff.
did you guys see the gas tube that they are building? They're cooking eggs, omelet.
Oh no! Oh no! I did see that. It's so. I also see a person having an omelet, like behind that with coffee.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
tea or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there seems to be a lot going on this model. So I'll let people type a little bit. We're gonna move on to the 8th model and then come back. Okay, what do you think? So just so we don't spend too much time.
People cannot type anymore, right?
No, why not?
Because I think we put the time limit or something, right?
it's okay.
Oh, they're still typing. I see that they're still typing.
Oh, okay. Great.
I think people are getting inspired by this discussion, you know. Okay, so model number 8, leader listens to the idea of community. Absolutely. And oh, that's the only answer. I thought my question was an answer, but it wasn't. Yeah, absolutely. Where's the leader? Is it the guy in black? Yeah.
What about I can ask a specific question to you guys. What do you think that trophy represents? You saw the trophy?
I like these names. Visiting panda, visiting cow.
Did you see the trophy?
Yeah. People are typing. Okay, I'm gonna go, while people are typing about the trophy thing, I'm gonna go back to number 7 because I think some people are done. I think that environmentalists are not talking to themselves and making huge difference. Cameraman. Oh, nice. Okay.
Excellent.
Also, media might focus on one case and ignore other important ones. Absolutely. A person holding a coffee mug is tourist. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, here's my question. Why is the cameraman not facing the mic person, the person carrying the mic? Like, where's the camera on the mic person? This is the problem. See, they'll show you like exactly what you're saying. They'll portray the wrong things, you know, some people are trying to talk about the important things, you know, climate change and all of that, and then other people are just like, nope, I want to take a picture of this guy who's like hiking and the omelet, you know.
Yeah.
So they focus on other things.
I mean,
okay, let's go.
I didn't know where to put it. That's the problem.
Well, see, in things like this where you like do critical thinking and you like, it's open and it's there's no right or wrong answer, you can bring meaning out of a meaningless thing.
I'm seeing this actually the trophy thing. Some responses about the trophy. They say trophy represents success. That's a super like inspirational. But what is success when it comes to climate change?
Winning is in a community. I like that. Trophy represents achievement of climate change. Very nice. The trophy represents the motive for success. Very nice. Yeah. Anyone else? A trophy. Oh, they're still typing. teamwork to achieve their goals. Yep. So I guess we're all agreeing that this model represents, you know, community, teamwork, and working together to achieve success of making the environment a safer place and a healthier place.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, oh, one more answer here. The trophy represents the standard that we'd like to reach in terms of sustainable development. Very nice. Any other answers I missed? A trophy will represent an achievement to preserve the green. The leader is up there thanking everyone for their efforts in Japanese way.
Oh, I really like that one. The trophy is still out of reach, but it's still attainable, which is really nice. It still shows hope that there is still something we can do about climate change. Like, it's not lost yet.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it's time to move on to the next phase because we have 15 minutes left. So the other phase is going to take a while. So I'm going to send you guys another link here that I want you to join. Hold on. I'm going to have to copy it again. Copy. Okay.
Oh, I'm looking at the whole canvas. There's so many post-its. It looks amazing, actually.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Okay, so I sent you guys another link that I want you to join. And this is another exercise, which Sans will take over now.
Okay, I'll just wait for people to join before I start.
Sure. In the meantime, someone asked a question that I think Dr. Evren might be interested to answer.
What is the question? I cannot see it. Oh, yeah. How do you think government or private sector can benefit from Lego to build a plan to face climate change problems? So many different ways. This is a very long question, to be honest with you. If you like, please email me and maybe we can discuss it at length. I just shared my email with you. But one idea here is actually to think of some models. See, I don't want to kind of like get into this because it's really long. I can talk forever. So let's finish this, and you have my email. Feel free to drop me a line. But there are so many different ways government and private sector and universities can benefit from Lego Serious Play to build strategies and plans and awareness and so many different analytical tools to kind of work on the situation. Okay, Sans.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start. This is called a persona canvas, and it is basically used to instill empathy or sympathy in these values within a person. So the aim of this is to choose a person, whether it's imaginary or real, and establish what their goals are, what they are trying to achieve, and what their pain points are. And the whole purpose of this persona canvas is to put humans at the center in order to take actions. So essentially by doing this, you'll be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see how you would act then, and see what kind of challenges or issues you might come up with and how you would tackle them. So we've created a grid for, I guess, each of you here. And I'm just going to start off by giving you an example that we did of Greta Thunberg. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows her by now. So this first, the top left quadrant is just her name, who she is. And then we move on to the bottom here, which gives us more about her demographic and psychographic details. So what I did is I just took a screenshot of her Google page because I think that tells us a lot. She is just 17 years old. She's a student based in Sweden, and she's an environmental activist. And within the last year or so, she gained a lot of prominence and a lot of awards for all of her achievements. And I also put down Asperger's syndrome, because that is something that she strongly identifies with. And I think that's really important here because Asperger's essentially is a difficulty in social communication issues. So despite all of this, she was able to represent herself and her beliefs within the wider community, which I think is very commendable. If we move on to the top right section, that's her behavior and actions. So here's a screenshot from The Guardian that says, Greta Thunberg, teenager on the global mission to make a difference. So this article was released after she launched her campaign, which attracted, I think, like 4 million people within the world to sort of like go on a strike, I guess. There were a lot of protests and all these things that happened, which I'm sure you remember. It all started off with her school strike for climate, where in Sweden, she advocated for climate change in her school by sort of like forcing or telling people, hey, let's skip school so the government sees that this is something that we want to do. And for all her efforts, she was nominated Person of the Year by the Time magazine, which is a huge deal. And then coming down to the last part, her needs and pain points. So what she aims to do is advocate for SDG 13, which is climate action. And she believes that there is no future for the youth if the world progresses in this manner. So if you've heard any of her speeches, she actually talks about how there will be nothing left if the resources are being consumed at such a high point. She advocates for world leaders and business owners, firms to cut global emissions by significant account. And she also calls for banks and governments to stop investing and putting their money towards fossil fuels and non-reusable resources. So this, in essence, is what her persona canvas looks like. And it sort of helps you understand where she's coming from and what she wants to achieve, and maybe even go through what the difficulties she might be facing. So I hope you understood that and it made sense to you, because the activity for this one is that you will each pick one canvas. We have given sort of like imaginary characters to each canvas and grid, and you will be creating your own persona. So please don't take over anyone else's grid, because that's not nice. And just
write your name where it says like the team number. Just write your name so that the person can know like how else this is taken.
Yeah. But if you have any questions, just, I guess, let us know in the chat, or, you know.
Come on, guys, it's the last 75 seconds. We can maybe give you one more.
Okay, whoever is on team 3, good for you for making progress and for actually writing stuff.
So this is the problem that you have identified. And then for the behaviors, that's okay. And then needs. So what is needed is safe and clean environment and access to education. So access to education here is really important, because it's only through education that you will understand why using water sachets is such a bad thing. So I like that. Okay, next one.
I'm just reading something from Oledebo Tinuola, mentioning that, oh my God, I came real late. I can't seem to find my way around the exercise. I totally sympathize. It's a bit like we wish we had more time, but unfortunately, next time, Oledebo.
So,
Bayan, you want to review some of them?
I don't think we have time. Like, we'll just do team 10 and then we'll wrap up. So team 10, Raihana and Azima. You said journalist, photographer, save people, save environment, fight against villains. I think that's referring to Superman, and that's pretty much all we have. But I'm sure if you were gonna, dig into it, you're gonna talk about what's important to us and what they're looking for. And okay, so Dr. Everett, if you want to wrap up in the last minute. Can anyone hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but sometimes your voice was fast forwarding, like you were speaking like 3 times faster than normal, and you already speak fast normally, so it was hard to understand. So shall we kind of like wrap up, or?
Sorry, but go ahead.
Thank you so much, everyone. Today was just a kind of an attempt, digital attempt, to help you understand how Lego Series Play can be used to explore different meanings and representations of how, as global citizens, we can actually think of climate change and environment. And one conclusion is that there are so many different things we can do. As I told you, even with the 6 of these, there are like more than 900 million combinations, which means that with the information, with the tools that we have in real life, we can do a lot of alternative and unique and original things. We don't have to replicate each other's efforts. So Lego actually is a Danish word, and it means it is a combination of leg and got, which means play well, actually. So we play well and we think well, and we try to give positive vibes to the climate, to the world. Okay. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye. Shall I?
Thank you so much, Ahmed Taha, for being active.
And Sans, do you want to say a few words?
Bye.
Yeah, I think more than actually doing something about climate change, it would be a lot more.
Around. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. All the best. Bye-bye.
Many thanks to all the workshop facilitators. Dear delegates, we hope you enjoyed your first Virtual Empower workshop and learned something new. Remember that all of our sessions are supported with your active participation. The more you participate, the more you get out of your Virtual Empower experience. We rely on you. Sharing your thoughts and ideas, we can all learn and grow together. And that brings us to the end of day 1. We have another great program tomorrow with exciting topics and engaging speakers. Feel free to check it out. The exhibition, our partners, and keep checking the conference agenda for updates. We look forward to seeing you again, and as always, don't forget to use the hashtag Empower2020, and we will see you tomorrow.